Hello, YouTube. It is Damien. It is Damien Does England. It is Season 10, Season 3 here with Burnley. And today, in episode 86, we have a game against Bournemouth, which will help probably decide whereabouts we sit this season. After 25 games played, we've been quite solid. Our recent form's been really good, and we currently sit in 8th. However, we, at the start of the season, said that we want to sit in and around that top 6. Today, we'll decide if we're really top 6 quality or if we should be looking to fight in the middle of the pack. What we also will look at today is this game is sandwiched between two of the Sevilla ties in the Europa League. As you can see in the top right-hand corner, we just won 4-1 away at Sevilla, and that game showcased a couple of new transfer signings. That is correct. Everybody knows that our run of form before December, even into December, wasn't the greatest. A lot of these sort of runs, you get a few wins and a few draws where you shouldn't be drawing, a lot of defensive mistakes, a couple of losses, because when you defensively aren't good, you know what's going to happen. You're going to concede. And I kind of just had enough, and I said, that's it. We're spending money at people at the back, and let's go and take a look at those players. If you go into the transfer history here, and I think the best way to do it is just to go by what has gone on, most recently. We even loaned Dane out is because how confident I am in what we've picked up, and I feel Dane will develop better with some first-team football that we can't offer him. Anyway, Victor Nilsson, though, he went out. That is correct. 17 million, 18 over time. We get quite a fair bit of that up front as well. We get 15 of that up front before a couple of million to get it to 17, then 18. Victor's a decent keeper. Don't get me wrong. I think Victor can do a job, and I feel like he's decent. And, he made a lot of good saves. He had a decent year last year. But Arsenal came knocking in. I just said to Arsenal, how much are you willing to pay? I asked for 20. They came back and then asked for 15 with a couple of calls. I said, yeah, sure. And I was like, for 15, I can happily sell him on. Which then meant I got Andrea Onana in. Now, Onana is a world-class goalkeeper. He is at the level, he is good/leading Premier League quality, and so far to his Burnley life, he's been good. Apart from the one game where we conceded a few goals in, he's done all right at 7.1, always averages around a 7. I feel like this guy is going to transform our backline. I'm not saying that Victor was at fault for anything, really. I just feel with him and the two other players that we're about to highlight, they're going to be the staple of us moving forward defensively and being more defensively solid. Anyway, Ayoua Usman is an Englishman that was currently at Lazio that came up on my scouting report. And the main reason I went to him is because we lacked a little bit in our current centre-backs. What we lacked was somebody with a little bit of pace and really big physicality. This guy is massive, 195 centimetres, but is also decently quick at 14. In the 4-4-2 playing on cover, it is sensational. Even in the 4-2-3-1, I'm going to play him on cover as well as a central defender. He's actually got 11 passing and 12 and 13 vision, so you can play him probably as a ball playing centre back as well. The Englishman is 24 with a little bit of potential too, and to get him on the cheap, 7 mil to get him in here, 7.75 mil, is not too bad. Already averaging over a 7, got an assist to his name as well. Our scouts do like him and reckon he could be good and improve a little bit more over time. And I just feel like this made a lot of sense. I am worried about his headering ability in the air, but considering you have 16 jumping reach and 195 centimeters, I'm hoping that this headering stat kind of means to us that, as long as he's in the right area, he should be able to win the ball aerially. It doesn't matter where the header goes. I'm judging that 9 header. It had a lot to do with his headering on target. I don't care if he doesn't score goals. Just be in the box and header the ball away. Something we have missed. You've seen Wallace miss a few on stream of late. And hopefully, Ayoua Usman can provide that. Plus the pace. I was really worried, Varane, Wallace, Rudiger, all old legs. We're getting beat over the top. So then when Jeremy Borres, the wonder kid, well, he was deemed as a wonder kid till he moved here, decided to come up for 19 years old and decided to come on my radar, I was like, we've got to spend for this kid. This kid's 185 centimeters. Yeah, unlike Ayoua Usman, who had the jumping reach and no headering, this guy has no jumping reach but headering. And it's a bit of air. He's 185 centimeters, means he's probably tall enough to still win headers as well. Been capped at under 20s. I expect him to eventually get capped by Holland eventually. He's also got 11 passing, so you could technically train him to play ball playing defender. I'm going to play him a central back on cover. As you can see, got really good agility, decent pace, not the best acceleration, but he's not bad. He's also, at 19, got 13 marking, 12 tackling. I expect them to get the 15s. if he plays enough first-team football. It's kind of the fact that we know with Burnley that we're going to be, a bit down the road in terms of winning the Premier League. We've had a couple seasons, we've yo-yoed a fair bit this season. Last season, we're quite lucky to get into the top 7. I expect to fight and probably get into the top 7 just yet again this season is probably the goal. And then wait and see what happens in the Europa League. The Cabaret Cup, we're in the final. I'll recap that in a second too. And we also have a chance in the Europa League. It looks like we could be going through to the next round at least. So it looks like that we're probably 2, 3, 4 years away from winning the Premier League, and it could be more. If this guy, at 23, has played a lot of those Premier League games, this guy is going to grow into a great player. His composure does lack, but I'm hoping with first-team football in the Prem that will improve. As you can tell, he's got a pretty good scout report. 2-star means he's currently a championship quality player, but has played only one game for us, which was in that game that we just played against Sevilla, and got a 7.4. So for 10 mil, I feel like it's worth the punt. Could go to 15, but it only goes to 15 if he starts playing for the national team. I think you get 4.5 mil if he plays more than 20 games for the national side. That isn't going to happen for a while, so I feel like that is some pretty good business indeed. If you rate these free signings and you rate us selling Victor on for 17 mil, please let me know in the comment section below. Anyhow, we will go into the game here. We just beat Sevilla 4-1. I'm going to show you the highlight and the goals for this game here. I will then, after the Bournemouth game, show you the goals and highlights from the second leg against Sevilla. I played quite a strong first team in this game. I usually play the reserves. A couple of players played in this game that probably won't feature in our first team. Like Danny Quinn had another day out and he's been sensational. He's probably been playing better than August, but August's quality kind of keeps him in that first team, even though Danny's been turning out goals and assists left, right, and centre. Tolisso and Jefferson played, who probably play in our first team. Anderson played. Duckett probably would. Duckett's going to start against Bournemouth, but Duckett usually is the more reserve of the two for playing 4-2-3-1. Big news as well is Aguero currently hurt his hip, an under-23 international. I hate when they go to under-23s when they've been playing multiple games for their national side. Aguero is out for the next month and a half. He's been out for about a month, whole of January. Danny Quinn hit a free kick, by the way, in this one here. I was getting all my food ready as I'm currently on my break at work. So in terms of me, watching this game and that, I kind of came back in. It was a 93rd minute. I haven't made a change. We'll 4-1 up. And I was like, okay, that worked. But as you can see there, pretty good performance from us, keeping the ball well, playing 4-2-3-1 away from home. And we will be playing 4-2-3-1 against Bournemouth. I think we do have to go and highlight Miguel Aguero's injury yet again. Starting to decline slightly because he hasn't been here. If we go to history and injury, as you can see, he hurt it on international duty in the under-23s. 4 weeks still is currently how long he's been out for. He's going to be out for a bit longer than that, another 4 to 7 at a minimum, which is hugely disappointing for us. And look, he was just getting into great form too for us as well. Finally got his goals at games back. But look, everyone else is stepping in. Duckett scoring. Anderson's playing very well as a 7.89. And Danny Quinn, by the way, has got 24 assists in 20 games. And 7 off the bench. So 27, 24 and 27. 14 assists in the Prem and 17 appearances. And they have been mostly from off the bench as well. The guy has been a freak. Anyhow, I'll see you for that Bournemouth game in just a second. Don't go anywhere, YouTube. And hopefully we can get another result and push us towards that top 6 spot. As well, we'll also see the end of the Sevilla result. Hopefully it's just nice and straightforward. And we can get the Europa League draw in there too. Maybe, depending on when it is. And I'll see you guys in just a second. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, YouTube. Here we go. We have the FA Cup quarterfinal draw before we get into this massive game versus Bournemouth. We have Southampton coming up in the FA Cup, 5th round, 6th round. So, not the easiest of ties, but I would imagine with us being at home, we probably should be looking to beat Southampton. We're first out the hat. Look, is there any teams I want to avoid? Can I just say City got knocked out already? Wow. Look, avoid Chelsea, avoid Liverpool, even though Liverpool are having a tough time with it. Like, if we can get this Watford QPR game, that wouldn't be too bad. Fulham by themselves. We get Newcastle. Not the worst draw in the world. And as you can tell by the teams left in it, look, Liverpool aren't having their best of years. They probably will get an easier tie against Fulham to make the semi. You look at QPR and Watford, anything can happen there. Bournemouth, you would imagine, gets past Wolves. Chelsea have Everton or West Ham. You would imagine Chelsea are odds-on favourites, but outside of Chelsea, I reckon on form, Arsenal, Liverpool are second favourites there. And as long as we can avoid Chelsea, Liverpool in the semi-final, if we were to beat Southampton and then Newcastle, you would say we have a pretty good chance of making that final and, having a decent crack at it. Anyway, we do have Bournemouth coming up, like I said, in this one here. Williams, Shea Ojo, Moreno's 9% fit. Moreno's been out for a while, so there's not much of what we can do with that. And we aren't going to line up like so. Hudson Enrique's actually been learning to play as a, been playing more naturally in his more natural winger role. And, you know, he's been okay when he's been in there. You know, he's very good on attack. And obviously getting up and down. I really want Shea Ojo to play this one here. Jeffers, I'm kind of trying to use Jeffers off the bench more times than not. Anderson's not going to play because he played in the Europa League, so we're going to start Duckett. Ojo's 100% ready, but he reckons that he's not even fit enough. I'm going to start Hudson Enrique, but Ojo will get minutes when he comes back to being fit. Can I just start singing Melling's praise, by the way? Ever since we moved to 4-2-3-1, this guy's been unreal, and has captained the side a couple of times. Anyway, Unana in goals. Thomas because Morales is still injured. He also got injured in Colombian duty. Borres and Usman at the bat, the new partnership with Melling. Tolisso, Jefferson, Lamar in there. I prefer them the other way around, to be honest. There we go. August Kovalenko starting to get up some form again. Hudson Enrique and Duckett will start up top. By the way, the Duck has also captain a few games, and my plan is when Wallace retires to give Duckett the armband because he's a Burnley born and bred Burnley supporter and has very good leadership skills. Anyway, this is a Bournemouth side that are on great form. Pietro Pellegrini playing out wide to accommodate for Silva, who I would imagine looks unreal, and look how good he is. He is sensational. Pietro Pellegrini, the freak, is still there too. Can play as a winger, but you would ideally want to play them two up front together. Diogo, who we brought in as well, he looks great. You know, Adriano and Chini and Carlos in the middle. Looks like a team that we would have put out there, really, if we were still in charge. Allsop's still there too. He looks good. I think Adriano Ancini is actually outgrown Carlos now and started to play for Italy. He has. And, you know, just shows how good Adriano was when we picked him up. Rusu didn't play. David Ray is still a world-class goalkeeper. Still has all his fitness and all his ability. Apparently only a 59 rating. You doubt that very much. Manzo's on the bench, which I think he's better than Frimpong, but must be coming back from an injury. Maybe not. Don't understand why he's not starting. Heideman's there as well. Look, they've got a very, very, very good side. And is that the player? No, it's someone else. Never mind. He looked good. Far out. What was his 20 jumping reach? That's a fullback that I'll have to put in the book in the future. Can I get a proper scout report on you? Yes, please. I'm in love with very tall players. I love having the height. Anyway, look, 4-3-3 versus the 4-2-3-1. It's a classic battle between two ways to play a 4-3-3, really, because we're playing it with 2 6s and a 10, where they play it with 2 10s and a 6, or 2 8s and a 6, however you want to discuss it. Anyway, in this system, I'm just letting my assistant do what they need to do, and apparently we should be man-marking Pietro Pellegrini and Diogo. Yeah, sure, and if we can sew Diogo onto his, I wouldn't even show him onto his right foot, just let him go. We'll see how we go. Anyway, it's us in the maroon, it's Bournemouth in the white. On paper, Bournemouth is such a good team, and you can tell that I've been playing games, on my break here, trying to get to the, get to this game with that in mind as well. Anyhow, we'll continue on, and away we go with Duckett on the ball, inside, Kovalenko in good form, Hudson Enrique. You would have backed Shea Ojo to score. Hudson Enrique puts it into the keep. The reason I'm giving Enrique some time up in the final third is because he's more natural there and has the potential to grow into a leading, Premier League winger, which is obviously unreal. Those sort of players don't come around often for Burnley until our reputation gets really high. So, if he can grow in that role, he can still learn to play fullback as well. And I still see him there in this 4-2-3-1 being an attacking fullback, with Ojo supplying or supporting. But we'll see how things go. Anyway, Melling throws it in. Jefferson now with the ball. Into Usman. Usman now still on it. Back into Borres. I'm looking at these two to play very well and keep the ball when possible. Unana, who, look, by the way, great pickup, I think. World-class goalkeeper. He's been good so far. I'm hoping that we can still score the same amount of goals and be defensively more solid this time around. Anyway, August now with it. Still with August. Coming inside. August looking over the top. Duckett. What a touch. 1v1. What a ball from August. What build-up play there from Burnley. Both centre-backs involved as well. The two new centre-backs in the build-up. And Duckett with his 20th of the season. I know Aguero is our leading striker, but it's kind of a blessing in disguise that he's got injured, because it's allowed Anderson and Duckett to play a lot more minutes. Anderson's in great form, and the Duck hasn't been missing many this season, and both are on fire. And without us playing 4-4-2, we've obviously got a lot of time to play one striker in one team, one striker in the other. And it even makes our reserve team a lot better when we play 4-2-3-1 as well, proven in the Sevilla game. Anyway, at half-time, a 1-0 up, not keeping the ball as well as we have been in most games, but still dominating. Thomas has already made 40 passes at right back. Unbelievable. Anyhow, Kovalenko, Jefferson, Lamar, and away we go. Then off we go. Sorry, trying to hold and burp. Anyway, Hudson Enrique yet again having a shocker, but happy to give the guy some game time. You know, I just need this guy to find some form. As a Brazilian, it's always hard to come into the league and really adapt, but we'll see how things go. Anyway, Timon's throw in. Well won by Thomas. His ball, though, is to no one in particular. And Adriano now back into Owusu, into Carlos. And away goes the 4-3-3 of Bournemouth. Owusu into Almeida Silva. His ball into Pietro Pellegrini. Looks like he's come more centrally. Well done by Melling. Well read. Usman now. In the end, falls to Awuna as his clearance hit somebody and it's fallen back to the keeper. Anyway, thrown out to Borres. Borres back to Awuna. He goes long because he has to. And the ball wasn't the best. And Adriano is going to pick it up in the middle of the park with Serrata now. And his ball out there. Melling doesn't win it. Pietro Pellegrini, the free. Great ball to Silva. He doesn't miss many. But Onuna. I don't know how you say it. Onuna? I need to find out his first name and just say it. Onana is what I'm going to go with. Great 5-point save. Frimpong with the ball in. Pietro Pellegrini. Unana. I'm going to call it Unana. Have a great save. What's his first name? Any easier? We won't find out as Guy Levy, the Wonder Kid, comes on with a corner straight away. And Unana, again, with authority, claims that one, the game says. Well, we'll go with it. Anyway, he goes long. And he's looking for Hudson Enrique. What a ball from the keeper. Hudson Enrique, this deserves a goal. He cuts it back. A Gus, just a poor ball in from Enrique behind anyone. A Gus's ball in towards Duck, it's cleared. That deserved the goal thanks to the keeper's distribution. Instead, it's going to be Bournemouth now. Just see Enrique's, just that's all he's been also. Yeah. Fucking hell, Enrique. Going to drag him after that. Enrique's free to choose from. It's a poor ball. And we go concede down the other end. It should have been 2-0. What a ball from the keeper. Hudson Enrique, even though he's his first team, is getting slimmer and slimmer in first team football because he's always performing below a 7. And right now, he's cost us another one. It's reminding me a lot of the winger that we sold on the other side. I can't remember his name now. The youngster, because he couldn't pass. It's interesting because Enrique should be, he's got 14 passing. He should be flying 14 crossing in that situation too. And he just makes another mistake. So this is not having his best of games, so that's okay. We are going to make a change in a second though. And it will be Thomas. Throws the ball in time and heads away. It's only going to be as far as Tolisso and away we go. Borres with the ball. Goes long. Looking there for Ojo. Finds him. Ojo doesn't cut. Instead it's saved by Raya. But it falls back to Ojo. And we're back 2-1 up. Ojo off the bench. Showing why Hudson Enrique can't get in that left wing. And why Hudson Enrique can't get in that left back. Is because Ojo's form's sensational and Melling's been in good form too. In the end, the ball from Borres finds Ojo. It's a good save from Raya. Falls back to Ojo though. And we do go 2-1 up in this game in a big game. We're on top. And we are going to make a change here. Jefferson Lerma is actually going to go in a more box-to-box role. And we are going to get William out there just to shut up some shot. And he's actually going to sit in and play central defender on defend. And off we go. 81 minutes played. Borres. Back to the keeper. Unana. And there we go. With the ball at feet. Good ball out to Usman. Defensively been quite solid. It's been, a mistake from our winger that has cost us there for them to break. Anyway, Timon's header is decent. Silva now on it. They have quality here, and that's a decent ball to walking towards the free, but Melling should get there and does. Unana goes long. The ball out was looking for August, doesn't find him. Silva again looking for it. August, good work rate back. Picks it up. Borres now. Calming influence, the 19-year-old. Into Usman. Good play out from Unana. And Usman now goes long looking for the Duck. The Duck won't get up, but forces enough for it to fall to Jefferson. Jefferson now, August with it. August now looking with the ball. Drives inside. Loves to do it. Ojo now, good touch. His ball inside of Jefferson. Jefferson now gets tackled. Falls to the Duck though, who wasn't in an offside position because of the centre-back played him through, or the central midfielder. And the Duck surely settles it with a brace. We're 3-1 up. We're going to beat Bournemouth here. And you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That means we're going to climb a bit more closer to that top 6. And really, we're pushing for Europe yet again. Very, very happy with how that has gone. Time ticking away here. We're going to get someone else off here. And I think what we're going to do is we are going to get Rudiger in for Usman. Just like for like. Give Usman a 7.0 match rating, I guess. Only reason. Bit of time wasting there for me to make a change as well. Kills about a minute or two off the clock. When we should be home and hose here. Unana's been great. Claiming crosses. His distribution's been good. He's unfortunate concede because we really should have scored. I still don't believe Enrique could not hit one of 3 targets in there. He had Duckett at a Gus. And I believe he also had Kovalenko too. And he couldn't hit one. In the end though, we win 3-1. Well done lads. A very good win. Jeremy Borres in his first Premier League game gets a 7.7. and he's only 19. I'm excited for the future of this kid. We're going to continue on there. We got Sevilla coming out, and that knockout round draw as well, hopefully too. I'll see you guys in just a second. Don't go anywhere. It will be Europa League highlights and a Europa League draw. Welcome back, YouTube, to the final part of this episode here. And as you can see on the screen, we are into the Europa League second knockout round. You would imagine after our first leg that we were going to get there pretty easily. I played the reserves in this game here. And we did win 2-1 at home. We kept the ball fairly well, but as you can see from the team, as I line it up like that, we did go with Anderson up front. Jeffers, Umar Faye even played in the hole. Danny Quinn, obviously, is a very good player, not a backup player, so to say, but obviously where it needs to be. William there, Steve played in the box-to-box role. Melling only because we don't have anyone else that was registered, or Enrique could have played there but decided not to. Rudiger, Wallace, Thomas had to play again because of Morales' injury, and then Onana or Andre played in goals. Anyhow, we did win 2-1. Let's show you the goals quickly here as well. We were 2-0 up. Pretty easy game for us here as well. And we are going to see the goals right now. I'm just having a look at the time. I do need to get back to work shortly. And in my hour break, I've had something to eat, but I've also got these YouTube episode out. Anyway, as you can see, the ball forward to Umar Faye here. Rico really should have saved it, but 2 minutes in kind of confirmed that we were going to go through in this tie here against Sevilla. The next goal also coming from a bit of a ball into Steve. Steve then got into the box, cut it back to Umar. Umar on it yet again. His ball inside to Anderson. Anderson doesn't miss that. And, it is 2-0 to the good. And then Sevilla got one back. And you just thought, the game's over, but can we make sure we win on the night? We did in the end. There was not much else really to speak about. It wasn't the most enjoyable game to watch. There wasn't too many highlights. It's a good ball back stick. And, it takes a lot to beat Onana, but it looks of things, it was a pretty good strike. But we do have the second knockout round draw today. So let's get in that Europa League song. And let's see who we're going to get. Dortmund, first out. Feyenoord. We don't want Inter. We don't want Atletico. We don't want Roma. We don't want Valencia. Simple. AZ. Real Sociedad. Ajax. Would be interesting. One of the harder ties we could have got, but we didn't get Inter. We didn't get Bayern. We didn't get Roma. Didn't get Atletico. So Ajax is not too bad. Ajax probably came through Europe, I would imagine. No, they had to play in the Europa League as well. And then in the end, spanked a very easy side in the first round of the knockout draw as well. So Ajax is going to be interesting. Ajax obviously have a lot of good players and obviously are really good at what they do. And we will see them in the next tie in the Europa League. Will you see that as a YouTube episode? I don't know, maybe. In saying that, though, the next YouTube episode is going to be the Cabaret Cup final, which is only in a few days' time. I'm not going to film that right now. I'm going to film that after work tonight. But anyhow, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching episode 86 here of DAMMO Does England, Season 10, Season 3 here of Burnley. If you enjoyed the episode, you like that we got through to the second round of the Europa League, and you like that we beat Burnley. Beat Bournemouth. Currently up to 7th, and the boys are playing well. Smash the like button. Go follow us on the Twitch link down below and on Twitter too. Unfortunately, we weren't being so busy. We have to even film episodes during our lunch break, but the stream will be back on Wednesday night, hopefully. Anyhow, from Damien, I'll catch you next time. Thank you and goodbye.